Hello, my dear students. Welcome to my science class. So, students, we have completed the chapter Getting to Know Plants. So, today we will start with the NCERT questions. So, let us start the first question. So, the first question is correct the following statements and rewrite them in your notebook. So, first statement is stem absorbs water and minerals from the soil. Is the statement true? No, the statement is false. So you have to correct the statement and you have to write the correct statement. So what will be the correct statement? Which part of plant absorbs water and minerals? It is the root. The root absorbs water and minerals from the soil. Next the statement is leaves hold the plant upright. And the correct statement will be stem holds the plant upright. Now next one. Roots conduct water to the leaves. What will be the correct statement? It will be stem conducts water to the leaves. Now the next statement is the number of sepals and petals in a flower is always equal. So we have studied the flowers. We have studied different types of flowers. So have you noticed or have you observed that each time is it possible that number of sepals and petals are equal in all plants? No, it is not possible. So the number of sepals and petals may or may not be equal. It can be equal, but it cannot be. It is not always. Now next statement is if the sepals of a flower are joined together, its petals are also joined together. So is the statement true? No, the statement is false. And what will be the correct statement? If the sepals of flower are joined together, its petals are not necessarily joined together. That means they may be joined or they may not be joined. Now the next statement. If the petals of a flower are joined together, then the pistil is joined to the petals. And the statement is also false. The correct statement is if the petals of a flower are joined together, then the pistil is not necessarily joined to the petals. Now question number 2. You have to draw a leaf, a taproot and a flower you have studied for table 7.3. So this is the diagram of a leaf. This is the petiole and this whole structure is the lamina. This is lamina. Then this central structure is midrib or it is also called as midvein. And these are the side veins or simply the vein. This is the leaf tip and the margin. So this is the structure of a leaf. Petiole and lamina are the two major parts and lamina is then divided into midrib and veins. Now the structure of. So this is the taproot. Taproot has a main root and these side roots. This is the main root and these are the lateral roots or side roots. So we can write it as this is the main root. So you can label this as the main root and these as the lateral roots. Now the next diagram is of a flower. You have to draw the structure of flower. So this is a structure of flower. You have to label the important parts like the sepal. This green structure is the sepal. These are the petals. Then these are the stamens, and which is the stamen is the male reproductive part, and this is the pistil, which is the female reproductive part. And inside the pistil, the different parts are stigma, style, and this is the ovary. Inside the ovary are the ovules. And this is the stamen. It has two parts, the anther and the filament. Now the next question. Can you find a plant in your house or in your neighborhood which has a long but weak stem? Write its name. In which category will you place it? So there are a number of plants. You can write any one. So yes, we can find a plant in our house or neighborhood which has a long and weak stem. And the plant can be a watermelon, pumpkin, a gourd, that is bottle gourd, which is locky. It has weak stem and they grow along the ground. These plants are called as creepers. While there are few plants which have long and weak stem and they need a support and they climb up the support. They are called as climbers, and the example is grapevine, money plant. So you can write any one. Money plant is commonly found and it is a climber. Apart from that, watermelon is also there, pumpkin is also there. So you can write any one. Now question number 4 is, what is the function of a stem? So the different functions of stem are, firstly, it transports water from roots to different parts of the plant. It also transports food from leaves to different part of the plant. Third is it bears leaves, flowers and fruits, etc. Fourthly, it holds the plant upright. And in some cases, stem store food also, and it is edible in nature. We can eat those stems, like the stem of potato, we use ginger also, turmeric also, all these are stems. Now question number 5 is, which of the following leaves have reticulate venation? We have wheat, tulsi, maize, grass, coriander and China rose. So I have told that the grass family has leaves of parallel venation and the other plants have reticulate venation. So wheat, maize and grass, they are from grass family. So they have parallel venation, and rest of the plants like tulsi, coriander and China rose, they have reticulate venation. You can see a net-like pattern of veins in their leaves. That is why they are called as reticulate venation. Now next question is, if a plant has fibrous roots, what type of venation do its leaves have? So I have explained that the plants having the fibrous roots, they have parallel venation in their leaves and they have seeds having one cotyledon only. They are monocot in nature, single cotyledon, and generally the grass family, the grains, are the plants having single cotyledon. They are monocots. So all the grasses have fibrous roots, they have parallel venation and single cotyledon. So if a plant has fibrous roots, then its leaves must have parallel venation. Next question is, if a plant has leaves with reticulate venation, what kind of fruit will it have? I have just now told that if plant has parallel venation, then it has fibrous roots, and if the leaves has reticulate venation, it will have a taproot system. Next question is it possible for you to find out whether a plant has taproot or fibrous roots by looking at the impression of its leaves on a sheet of paper? Yes, it is possible to find whether a plant has taproot or fibrous roots by looking at the impression of its leaves on sheet of paper, because if the impression has a net-like pattern, that means it has reticulate venation and the roots will be taproot. And if the impressions which you can see the veins are running parallel to each other, then we can say that it has parallel venation in leaves, so the roots will be fibrous roots. Now next question is, what are the parts of a flower? So we have studied the flower also. A flower consists of sepals, petals, stamen and pistil. Sepals are green, leaf-like structure and they form the outermost circle of flower. Petals are colored in nature. and they form the second circle inside, they're just inside the sepals. Then stamen, it is the male reproductive part and it has two parts, anther and filament. And pistil, which is the female reproductive part, and it has three subparts, stigma, style and ovary. Now the 10th question. From the following plants, which of them have flowers? Grass, maize, wheat, chili, tomato, tulsi, peepal, shisham, banyan, mango, guava, jamun, pomegranate, papaya, banana, lemon, sugarcane, potato and groundnut. So all these plants, they are called as flowering plants. So all of these plants have flowers. But because some of the plants like the grasses, they all have very small flowers which are not visible to us. Even people has very small flowers which is not visible to us. Banyan has very small flowers. So in these cases we can say that the flowers are very small and cannot be observed from the naked eyes. Now question number 11 is name the part of plant which produces food and name the process. So which part of plant produces food? Which part is called as kitchen of the plant? It is the leaves. And in presence of sunlight, chlorophyll and carbon dioxide, these plants produce food and the process is called as photosynthesis. Now the 12th question is in which part of a flower you will find the ovary. So ovary is present at the base of pistil. This is the structure of a pistil, and as I have told, pistil has three parts, stigma, style and ovary. So ovary is at the base. This is the tip, this is the base, and here you can find the ovary. So it is present at the base of pistil. Name two plants in which one has joint sepals and the other has separate sepals. So flowers with joint sepals are periwinkle, your Sadabahar plant, hibiscus, that is China rose, tomato, brinjal, cotton. All these have joint sepals. While flowers with separate sepals are rose, mustard and lotus. So students, that was all about the question answers of NCERT book class 6 Living Science. I hope you have understood the question answers properly. If you have any doubt in any of the questions, you can ask me. So, thank you students.